Hey, my name is Steve, and in today's video I will show you in just a few minutes how I set up my trades to get a sniper entry instead of a standard entry. The first thing I do is, well, let's have a look at the chart. First thing I do is look for an area that is going to be a support or resistance area on a daily chart, and then we create a zone based on the recent candles in this area. We're going to create a zone based on the wick of one of the daily candles before it actually turns long. Okay, once we have drawn our zone, this is going to be our entry area. Some people might actually just go 50% in the zone and take their entry, but what I do is drill down to a lower time frame, and we can see on this 4-hour chart the zone is way bigger than it actually needs to, but we can do even better. Instead of entering at 50% zone in this zone, we can actually get a more sniper entry. So let's have a look at the 1-hour chart. Now you can see here that this same zone on the daily chart is way bigger on the 1-hour chart. So what I do now is make this zone smaller to get my sniper entry. So at this current level, if we entered at the top of the range, we would be looking at around 120 pips stop loss. And this would have been a profitable trade either way. So we can see here it's gone up about 265 pips. So this would have been a profitable trade. But instead of about a 3R, I think we can do much better by trimming the zone. So let's look at so we can see here the last time we had a swing low in this area before it bounced. We've got a zone drawn out. We've got wicks here. So we can actually use those wicks in the bottom of these candles as our zone. Draw this out into the future. And now you can see that we have a much smaller zone. If we entered here after this pin candle, after the first green candle even, we're looking at about 40 pips roughly stop loss, and 290 pips was the total gain. So in this particular case, that's given us about 7.25 R on our trade, where we would have actually had about a 3R trade. So just keeping it simple. This is how I normally mark out my charts ready for my sniper entries. But I think maybe a good idea, if you give it a try as well, do this for yourself, mark it up on the daily chart, your zones, and drill down to the 1-hour chart or even a 30-minute chart for your entry, and see what sort of a return you can actually get on your trade. One way to do that is to trail your stop loss below the swing lows, in which case you would move it up to this level and move it up here again and again. At this point is where you would actually get stopped out. So that particular trade, let's see, 290 pips you would have actually got on that trade if you had been just trailing your stops all the way. So hopefully this will help you with your sniper entries. It's just a simple method that I use, and all we're doing is drilling down from the zones drawn up on the daily chart right down to the 1-hour chart to actually get our entry. And that way we're getting a much higher return on our trade than we would have if we had used the entry from the daily chart.